Hey, Chris, thanks again for taking the time out of your busy day to chat with me. I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy this interview. It's especially special to me, I'll say, because, growing up and being born and raised in Colonial Heights, having Shepherd Stadium in Colonial Heights, I mean, that's like an icon for the city. And I remember growing up going to bib tournaments there and so forth. So, yeah, it's so cool that you guys are using that for your home field and everything. I have 5 questions I want to ask you today. I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy these questions. And the first question, I'll jump right into it. What made you decide to bring baseball team to Colonial Heights, Virginia?
Yeah, so I've always had a passion for baseball. My other business is in baseball. And so we kind of sat back and talked about what's the next step, right? And it's working with some of the highest level college players in the country and thinking of locations in regards to a stadium or an atmosphere like we wanted to create. It was kind of a no-brainer. Colonial Heights had Shepherd Stadium. They put a lot of time, money, and investment into the property. So it just seemed like the right fit from the beginning. And then always knowing how successful the bib has been in Colonial Heights and the Tri-Cities, we felt like if we moved in, we put together a really good team and created a great atmosphere, that we could really improve the enjoyment experience in the Tri-Cities. So Colonial Heights seemed to be the perfect fit. Craig Skalak, Matt Spruill, America Chuba, Doug Smith, they're all great people to work with. And when we first sat down, just had some conversations, it just seemed like the perfect fit.
Absolutely. They are great guys to work with. Did you look at any other places, or was Colonial Heights the main one? Or
Yeah, Colonial Heights was the first one. And we talked about if Colonial Heights did not work out, where would we move to next? But it didn't even get that far. As soon as we met with America Chuba and Doug Smith, they just said, this is what we've always wanted. We wanted to build something around the stadium and create a great atmosphere. And so it seemed like a great fit from the very beginning.
Yeah, and that you've done. And I'm glad it was a good fit for everybody. Second question for you is, obviously the Chili Peppers is not your normal baseball atmosphere. Why and how did you create the Chili Peppers atmosphere to be different than so many other team professionals or semi-professional sports teams?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. Even though my other business is in baseball specifically, my wife has never been a big baseball fan. So
really,
when thinking back on what type of baseball environment would attract my wife to come out and have a really good time, I started thinking, okay, really good food, really good entertainment, and good beer or wine. And so I started sitting back and drawing it out and saying, what would this look like, and how can we create this environment? So we went to a couple different facilities, different stadiums, and Savannah being one of those, Savannah Bananas, which has really become a sensation with their world tour. And so we went out to their stadium, and they just had an electric environment. And most of the fans didn't know the score, they didn't know the inning, they didn't know who won and lost it by the end of it, but they knew they had a great time, and they wanted to come back out. It was good food, good entertainment, and it was honestly really good baseball. And so we started interviewing with Savannah Bananas, and they're our mentors today. We have quite a bit of conversations weekly, and we talk about our environment, their environment, and how can we improve what we do. So the mentality from the very beginning was, how do we attract the non-traditional baseball fans and create a great environment? And it helped with Savannah and their support.
The environment, you check the boxes for food, beverages, environment, entertainment. I mean, even if you didn't like baseball, you still would be entertained and walk out of there feeling like, hey, I got my money's worth. This was terrific. You speak about Savannah Banana. How did you come up with the Chili Peppers? I mean, everyone loves, the Chili Peppers, and it shows obviously with your constant branding that you have going on. How was the name Chili Peppers originated?
Yeah, so it honestly was from local fans and support is where it started. And a lot of people don't remember that time. It was 2019, right before COVID hit, when we bought the team. And so we went to a voting competition and just said, okay, let's see what people want and what they're looking for. And we always envisioned food, because in our league, you had Savannah Bananas and then you had Macon Bacon, were the two most recent teams before we came in. And so we were like, we would love to have a food as a winner here. And a fan submitted Tri-City Chili Peppers. And there's also the tacos and actually the flamingos, which is funny because there's a CPL team now that's the flamingos. But the Tri-City Chili Peppers popped in there. And so we started with the top 20 and worked our way all the way down to the top 5. And Tri-City Tacos were on there. I believe the Flamingos were on there, Chili Peppers, and a few others. And the fans voted it through, and it won. And for us, it was one of the names that we wanted to win as well. Just the colors made sense. It was very vibrant. It's fun. It's untraditional. And it seemed like everybody wanted it to be that name as well. So it worked out great.
Yeah, I remember when you had that contest. I thought that was pretty cool. Letting people, throw in their ideas as to what the name would be. I mean, that's very, what was the word? Very innovative thinking there, and a little risky. I'd be concerned if I get some crazy names in here, but obviously it worked out for the good. Now, Chris, you have brought the community together, not just Colonial Heights, the Tri-Cities. You're pulling from Richmond. You're pulling from all over. What does community mean to you?
It's everything. It's one of the things that being a part of the community is what we're about and why we're established. So being integrated into nonprofits and going out into the community and just showing face. I've got a 6-year-old at home, and so at the end of the day, having the community come out to our ballpark and potentially make a kid's year, getting a foul ball or getting an autograph. It's honestly the environment that we created, and it's the most important piece. And without our support of local businesses, small businesses, we would not be as successful as we have been the last couple of years. And without the support of the community, we can never survive. So community is the heart and soul, and small business is the heart and soul of our company. And so it means everything to us.
Terrific. Yeah, community is important, because without the community, what do you got, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk some food. We already talked a little bit about the food. Why is your food so well known, and why did you decide to make food such a signature piece for the Chili Peppers?
Yeah, I didn't want it to be one section of the business to be sought after, right? So having fans come out to the stadium and being there and watching a great baseball game and being entertained is awesome. But if we're missing out on the additional senses, then we're losing our end goal. And so food was a really important piece, and also making sure that the food is affordable, right? We've had a lot of inflation rates and cost increases in the food market. And so for us, we want to make sure that our fans can come out to the ballpark, get affordable food, right? Considering it is a ballpark, and they can walk away happy, hungry, wife's happy, kids are happy. So it's a really big piece of what we do. Our barbecue nachos has become a very big signature of our stadium. I actually enjoy cooking that. So I go out there, it's 14-hour cook, and we cook it up for our home games. And it's really become a staple of what we do. And as well as our hot dogs and our cheeseburgers, we do a double bacon pimento cheeseburger that our fans seem to love. It's got like a little pepper blend sauce into it. And it's more sweet than heat. So it's really cool, and it's a lot of fun. So it's an important piece of what we do every day. So that's kind of focused on it.
And no calories in that double, what'd you say, double
bacon pimento cheeseburger. Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
No, it's a lot of food for sure.
Yeah. Definitely. So, I said I had only a few questions. There's a couple more. You're talking. I could just go on and on with this thing, but there's a couple more questions I do want to ask you. But I do want to ask you, what's next for 2024? Every year the Chili Peppers seem to add something new and exciting to the season. So what do you have planned and in store for the fans and for everyone in 2024?
Yeah, I think for us, it's just continuing to improve the environment. So Kids Club really has blown up over the last 2 years. So enhancing our Kids Club and adding additional experiences in that area is going to be really important. It's community. So when our kids and our families come out, they feel safe. There's only one way in, one way out. And so they feel safe. And so adding to the Kids Club and that experience is going to be really important. So improving that area is a big step. And then as well as always improving our merchandise and our total fan experience as a whole with entertainment and a new team is going to be really important. So ideally, it's going to be Kids Club, and then starting to focus on added experience through entertainment.
The other question I wanted to ask you, you had mentioned, the small businesses are such an important part to the Chili Peppers and their success and growing and everything. How would a small business, how would they advertise with you? And is there different tiers or different packages that you offer them? Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I think first off, it's a relationship piece, right? So the most important piece for us is as our community, a lot of our partners are community leaders or small businesses inside of the community. So building that relationship's the most important piece. As we sit down and we have conversations with our partners, we typically talk about if there's a banner opportunity. So what type of marketing are you looking for specifically? So are you trying to just enhance your brand and getting your name out there? So banners are options inside of our stadium. Then we also have, foul ball sponsorships or PA reads of some sort throughout the stadium. We have corporate suites that include all-you-can-eat food. Inside of those suites include 10 tickets for your friends, families, your customers. So reaching out to us and having those conversations and building a relationship going, what is your focus with your business? And there's a lot of different areas that we can add to that.
Great. All right, Chris, two last questions. The fireworks. Now, I went out there last year and I was just, as I told you, I was like, wow. I mean, it was a killer fireworks show. So how often do you do that throughout the season? And do you guys let people know prior so they can plan? Talk to me about the fireworks a little bit.
Yeah. So fireworks were last year specifically just were awesome, right? Put a lot of time, a lot of energy into making that work well. Partnered with a group that actually does the Super Bowl. And
Wow.
So we kind of put together a strategy and a plan of what the show is going to look like each year. And each show's a little bit different as well. So last year we had 4 fireworks shows. In 2024, we plan on having 5 fireworks shows, including a July 3rd and a July 4th show this year. Last year we only did July 3rd. So this is going to be our first year doing a July 4th show.
Wow.
So yeah, we like to put it out there. It's definitely a little bit more expensive to do a show on the 4th, but at the end of the day, I think there's a need for it, and we had such a great response from our fireworks show this year. It's a no-brainer to add to it.
Absolutely. Okay, so last question. How would someone get in contact with you?
Yeah, so go online. There's our phone numbers online, as well as they can shoot us an email and contact us for group outings, single game tickets, or group ticket purchases. We answer any questions on our website. You can always reach out or go to social media platforms. We've got Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram as well. So you can always reach out to us and we'll touch base with you.
Okay, and the website address?
Is www.chilipeppersbaseball.com.
Chris, what is your phone number?
Our phone number is 804-499-3104.
Terrific. Well, Chris, thank you again for taking time out of your busy day. I'm excited for 2024, as I'm sure everyone else out there is excited for it as well. And they can get updates and tidbits, like you said, through your social media platforms or the website for things that are coming about, correct?
Yes.
And they can also buy merchandise, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Merchandise is on sale year-round online.
It's terrific. All right, Chris, thanks again, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Wes.